Welcome back, everybody. My name is Jake Gallen here with Emblem Vault, and I'm going to show you today a handful of ways that you can verify that the ordinals you see on Emblem Vault are in fact authentic. What does that actually mean? Well, let's find out. And here we go. So here we are. I actually pulled up Adam McBride, who works at Emblem Vault with me and the rest of the team. He put a very thorough guide on the various amounts of resources that you can find in terms of inscription services, wallets, marketplaces, information, communities, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of information out there. It's really all scattered. So it's really tough to know for sure if everything is really authentic. There's one foolproof way to ensure that an asset you see on Emblem Vault is in fact the one that is inscribed and the number that it's displayed. And I'm going to show you here, but I'm also going to show you a handful of other tools that you can use to figure this out, because there's no straight point, black and white way to do this. It depends on the asset. It depends on the collection. Depends on what you're buying. So we're just going to put a broad stroke over this and we're going to go over everything. If we're over here on Emblem Vault, the legacy collection, I opened up recently created, and you see there's a handful of assets here. There's the Bitcoin Punks, which is the most popular one. You have Ordmoji. You start seeing various ones, but they're also not just ordinals that are on here. There's Namecoin, Counterparty, Monocoin. There's 15 different blockchains and different types of assets that populate this. So you need to be very careful on what you're looking at. So I'm going to go through and I'm just going to find one or two and we'll dive through these and see. So there's one right here, ordinal inscription. So it says it's ordinal inscription 107. The thing is, you can't look up by inscription number on ordinals.com, which is the block explorer. So you have to find the ordinal ID. Again, you got to find the ordinal ID to find out if it's authentic. Where are you going to find it? Could be on in their Discord, could be on the website, could be in the description. Just got to find it. Got to find it. So here, as we look down here, you look through the descriptions, and because this is user generated, sometimes this ordinals link isn't exactly here. So what you want to do is you want to look and see. First, you want to make sure it says ordinals.com, ordinals.com. There are scammers who will try to populate a different website. So please make sure that it is ordinals.com, right? So you have the ID. And if you ever want to actually just look up something to show you, look, this is what you do. You just type in the ID and it'll take you to the asset. So for this Emblem Vault specifically, the address is 1KR and it ends with a VJ. And so we're going to go over here to this vault and we're going to see if it's actually authentic. Because this ordinal exists in this wallet address must be displaying inside of Emblem Vault. So if this is ordinal number 107, we're going to click here and it's going to say that 1KR5V and ends in a VJ. So this is in fact the inscription number 107, the 107th inscription. So probably very valuable. It's not listed, but it is in fact ported over, and you can verify that. But also you want to make sure too, some ordinal vaults are using the legacy deposit address, because we didn't offer full Taproot service until about 4 days ago on February 20th. So for about 10 days, people were using the legacy address, and that's okay. When you have the Taproot, it means you do not have to run a full node in order to send it somewhere else. If you have btc.xcp, this legacy address, there is some nuance in order of sending it somewhere else. It doesn't mean it can't be done, but it means that you need to send it to Ord Wallet with a full node to properly receive it. You can send it to Sparrow, but apparently there is a risk of spending that SAT as a miner fee instead of just the UTXO. It's a little bit more technical nuance to it, but I wanted to explain that. So when you are verifying, make sure you're checking both. But with Taproot, they always starts with BC1, and then these ones start with 1, the legacy BTC. So when you're looking on the inscription, just make sure that you know which address. Ordinals can be sent to either or. The only difference is how they're imported to a different wallet. So just be very careful about that. We're going to look through one other one just to see. Bitcoin Punks is the most popular. So I'm going to show you this one. So Bitcoin Punks, there's a few ways to verify. First, you could go to bitcoinpunks.com. And you see here, the number is 7914. And you could go down here and you could type in 7914 and it'll take you there. And you could go here and you can see, you could click on Ord, right? And it'll take you to view the inscription. So you see here the inscription, 17606. They say they're 17606. And the address right here is 1A and it ends in R3. So if you go inside the vault, which we're about to do, we're going to check the address. And it says 1A, R3, like it says here. This is, in fact, the authentic Bitcoin zombie of the official collection. You can even check here just to be in case. Another thing that you can do, which I recommend, is going over to ordinals.market. And so this isn't created by Emblem Vault. This was created by an entrepreneurial team who's built on top of us, who's leveraging Emblem Vault's technology to aggregate and build this together, which is also the creators of Bitcoin Punks, are the people who operate this. So right here, you can see the count is 2,759. They do all of the verifications. So everything on here is as authentic as you could get. Of course, I don't operate it, so I don't know if I can fully say 100%. But for what I'm seeing so far, it's been very, very safe. So anything that you see on ordinals.market, I would encourage you that you can purchase from it because they are offering additional services as an L2 that's built on top of Emblem Vault. We do have a relationship with them, and we do work together to make sure that you have the best user experience. They are a different team than us, but we do recommend using them. Their service is pretty good, and they do offer a bunch of different tooling when it comes to buying and selling and listing and sweeping and a bunch of different financial tools. They're a good team. They know what they're doing, and they have said that they're going to release more. So by the time maybe that this video is released, that you will see other collections on there. So outside of this, how can you find this ID number? What if you go to Emblem Vault and you open up one of these ordinals, ordinal inscription number 670. So this is a pretty low one too. It's probably pretty valuable. You can see here that the inscription number, and we'll verify this one just to make sure. So 1NQQ. So there's got to be a 1NQQ or it's a fake vault. 1NQQ. So that is in fact another real one. So it's good that you can find that. But sometimes this ordinal link is not in there. And sometimes maybe the user just forgets to put it in there. Maybe there was some sort of issue with how it was sent. You can go to a handful of other websites to kind of find this out. And what I recommend is you can go to the ordinals directory where you can find these different collections, and then they generally present different information on there where you can go and find the ID. See, it takes you directly to it. And then if it's on Emblem Vault, then you can go and match it up. So ordinal directory, it has pretty cool stuff. It has a floor tracker, has an inscription service. You can also go over to Ordinal Hub, which was just acquired by a Bitcoin mining team. So there's definitely some heavy interest, and you have some big parties who are interested in building this out. You can also go here, right? You could click on Ordinals Hub and it'll take you directly to where you need to be. Right here, so you can see the ID. So you could take this ID and you can go over to Ordinals. You could type it in and it'll take you directly to the asset. So see, and takes you to the key. Got to find the ID. Sometimes the ID is in the Discords. So maybe it's best to go on Twitter, then go to the Discord and then talk with somebody. I know it's annoying, but you got to find the ID if you're going to verify it in Emblem Vault, because the two Bitcoin addresses has to match up from what displays on ordinals.com and the wallet addresses that are inside the vault. I can preface that and keep saying it over and over again. You got to make sure those two addresses match up. And if you don't want to, if you want to be lazy, if you want to go trade, you can go to ordinals.market. They only have one collection there, but they're going to integrate more. But I always say DYOR, make sure that you take ownership over everything that you do, and make sure that you double and triple verify. And here's just some random information from Dune Analytics. They're doing a really good job, and I highly recommend that you guys check them out as well. And so without further ado, make sure, again, whatever I said, make sure the two Bitcoin addresses match up, ordinals.com, Emblem Vault, and you're buying a safe asset. So until then, when more information pops up, this is how you verify Bitcoin Ordinals on Emblem Vault. And we'll see you next time.